What's up, YouTube? It's James the Blue Engine, and welcome to the Packers-Broncos postgame show. Man, what a tough game it was today for us. I was eking out a win, but then all of a sudden Jordan Love threw 2 picks. The Packers were up 3-0 at the end of the first quarter and 16-14 at half, but then Broncos took sole possession of the game, leading 27-23 at the end of the third and prevailing 34-26. Hey, at least it was what I expected, a close game. Well, James, it's only one loss. We can rebound next Saturday in Chicago. Yeah, true. We've won 6 straight at Soldier Field, so I think we'll take this W. By the way, the Bears jumped back in first place with not only our loss to the Broncos, but also their 28-point beating of the Cleveland Browns, 31-3. Yes, the Browns deserve it. They deserve to go 1-3 against our division after snatching our win from the Packers back during Week 3. You know, the game where Shelby Harris blocked what would have been Brandon McManus' 43-yard field goal, and Browns kicker Andre Smith to hit the 55-yard field goal at the buzzer, after trailing 10-0 to win 13-10. Then we followed it up with a 40-all tie against the Cowboys in Week 4. And then we headed into our bye in Week 5, knocked out Cincinnati 27-18, which was revenge for Joe Flacco. Then we rallied in Arizona 27-23. Then we dominated our former quarterback Aaron Rodgers with the Pittsburgh Steelers 35-25. And then 2 consecutive losses at home fell to the Panthers as 13-point favorites at home, only to lose 16-13. And then we thought we could bounce back at home against the Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champs. But then a 64-yard field goal missed wide left by Brandon McManus sealed the Eagles a 10-7 win. We then found our footing and went on a 4-game winning streak by defeating the New York Giants in Week 11 27-20, blowing out the Minnesota Vikings 23-6, and hanging on Thanksgiving to beat the Lions 34-21, which we swept the Lions for the first time since 2020. And then a game-sealing pick from Keisean Nixon earned us a 28-21 win over the Bears at Lambeau Field. But today, I guess, wasn't the Packers' day in the second half. Yes, Green Bay had a very atrocious second half. After leading 23-14 on a Josh Jacobs 40-yard touchdown run, the Broncos outscored us 20-3 to preserve a 34-26 win, and to clinch a playoff berth, extend their winning streak to 11 games, and drop the Packers record in Denver to 1-8, which is not as bad as our 0-7 record in Buffalo. Yep, Buffalo is very scary if you're a Packer fan, because the Packers have lost their first game in 1979 to the Bills, and has remained winless at 0-7 since. But hey, at least we're 5-0 all-time at Lambeau Field against the Broncos, and 5-2 at home versus the Bills, who we play next year. So again, it was a close game, but except the Packers didn't get the win. Here's Donald on what he had to say about the win in the game. Hello, guys! Okay, Donald, since your Broncos did win, what do you have to say about the game? Well, the Broncos were 2.5-point underdogs against the Packers at home, despite a 10-game win streak. However, two Green Bay turnovers, the first deep interception intended for Christian Wilson by Patrick Surtain, opened the door to the Broncos comeback. And Bo Nix threw 4 touchdown passes today. And the Broncos capitalized on each turnover. And after a series of Packers turnover on downs, the Broncos nailed out the clock and secured their 11th straight win. Not only that, but also they clinched a playoff berth with the win and the Pats losing to the Bills earlier today. But hey, despite the loss, at least the Packers scored on every time they've had the ball on their first 5 possessions. Yeah, you are true, Donald. Can I talk now? Sure. We did have 3 injuries today. Maybe a few. Christian Watson, Micah Parsons, Zach Tom. Let's see who else. And safety Evan Williams. Tom left in the first half. Then Watson exited during the interception by Surtain. Later in the second half, Micah and Evan left. And due to Watson and Parsons leaving the field, their injuries looked the most significant of the game. Yeah, I think when you lose a game, it's not only because of the home field advantage, but also some penalties and injuries to your team. But it was a hard-fought battle after all, which is what we don't like about Green Bay playing in Denver. But hey, at least we'll beat Denver next time we have them, which of course is at Lambeau Field. Because Denver is 0-5 all-time at Lambeau Field. In fact, they are 0-6-1 all-time on the road against the Pack. Wait, how did you know that, Donald? Statistics? Okay then. Anyways, here's my score predictions for Saturday in Chicago. Packers 24, Bears 18 in overtime, with Micah Parsons, if he does return, blocking a potential Cairo Santos game-winning field goal and returning it for a touchdown. Anyways, that's it, everybody. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, and pickle sack. Go Pack, go! Let's fly high, Broncos!